My warm greetings to you all students. I am Miss Pranjali Mahendra Gaukar, Assistant Professor in Botany, Government College of Sakhri, and today I'll be taking program in Bachelor's of Science for first year in subject Botany, Semester 1 in course BOC 101, and the title of the course is Biodiversity 1, which includes microbes, algae, fungi, and bryophytes. The title of the unit is Fungi, and the module name is Cell Wall Composition and Nutrition in Fungi. The outline of my presentation states cell wall and its composition in fungi, role of cell wall, and various modes of nutrition in fungi. At the end of this module, you will be able to explain the cell wall composition and its function in fungi and elucidate upon the modes of nutrition in fungi. So, we will see what is cell wall in fungi. Cell wall is a rigid layer of polysaccharides that is lying outside the plasma membrane. In this picture, you can see that this is a structural diagram of cell wall. It is outside to the cell membrane and consists of structural polysaccharides in the amorphous matrix, and it has glycoproteins, glucans, and chitosans. So, cell wall is a rigid layer which is present in cells of plants, fungi, and bacteria. In fungi, it is strong rigid structure that covers the fungal cell and encloses the protoplast, that is, the cytoplasm and the nuclear material or the nucleus. Now we will see the composition of cell wall. It consists of structural scaffold, that is, like a network of fibers which are cross-linked, and the matrix of gel-like or crystalline material. Mostly it is made up of fungal cellulose in fungi, but except in Oomycetes. In Oomycetes, the cell wall is made up of just cellulose. It is based on glucans. Glucans are polysaccharides made out of D-glucose units. They are alpha and beta glucans. The other materials are pectic materials, proteins, lipids, cellulose, and cellulose, and other minerals. We will see the cell wall in fungi and its role. It defines the volumetric shape, that is, it gives the peculiar shape to the cell of the fungi. It gives rigidity, which means the particular, and it gives particular shape. Thirdly, it provides osmotic and physical protection, that is, the protection to live in the environment and from the external agencies. Influences and regulates the influx of materials into the cell, that is, what should enter the cell and what should enter out of the cell is controlled by the cell wall of fungi. It acts as a reservoir of carbohydrates or the reserved food material. It helps in the interaction with the host cell, that is, during host or host cell interaction in the diseases which are caused by fungi. Now we will see the nutrition in fungi. Fungi are heterotrophs, that is, they lack chlorophyll, and they have to take upon their energy from other cells. Fungi utilize both organic and inorganic compounds, that is, compounds made out of carbon and which are not made out of carbon too. Nutrition means the ability of the fungi to take its food or grab its food. For that, fungi requires essential elements. They are macroelements which are required in more amounts, which are carbon, oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, and magnesium. And microelements like manganese, copper, iron, zinc, and cobalt. These elements are required in smaller amounts. The minute amounts of vitamins or growth factors like thiamine, biotin, pyridoxine, and riboflavin are also required for growth and development of the fungi. These are modes of nutrition, that is, the different ways how fungi take up their nutrition. Firstly, saprophytic. Here the example is Mucor mucido. In saprophytic fungi, they live on dead and decaying matter where they grab their energy by taking the nutrients from dead and decaying matter. Next, it is parasitic fungi. Parasites are the organisms which live on the host and take or grab their energy and also harm the host organism. So, parasites are grabbing the energy from the host organisms and harming them. So, such fungi harm the host cells. Example are Pyrannospora parasitica. The next is mutualistic mode of nutrition. In mutualistic mode of nutrition, the fungi lives in harmony or in a symbiotic kind of association or a helpful association with other organisms. This mutualistic relationship is of two types, that is mycorrhiza where fungi associates with the roots of higher plants. Either they live in the endo part, means inside the roots of higher plants, or on the surface of the roots of higher plants. So here the higher plants give fungi their shelter and fungi try to help the plants or roots to grab the energy by living in their roots and also take the energy from those roots. Secondly, the lichens. Lichens are associations of fungi with algal components. The fungal components here I call as mycobiont and the algal components are called as phycobiont. The algal components give them energy or food as the algal components are photosynthetic or autotrophic, which transfer them the energy. So, in mutualistic, there are mycorrhiza as well as lichens, which are symbiotic type of association. In predaceous fungi, they predate upon another organisms. That is, they predate means they catch hold of another organism and eat them. Here the example given is Dactyla. Okay. So this is all about the nutrition in fungi. These are my references. These are web links. Thank you, students.